everyone, it's your girl again, Love in Brazil. Today I'm going to be sharing my experience as a foreigner who recently arrived Brazil. Yeah. Okay, let's try doing this in Chinese and Portuguese language. That's how I learn, okay? Olá, gente. Meu nome é Lavi. Sou nigeriana e moro no Brasil. Hoje quero compartilhar minha experiência morando no Brasil. Yeah. 大家好，我叫 Love。我现在住在巴西，刚刚到巴西没多久。今天想跟大家分享我在巴西生活的个人经验。Yes, as I was saying, I'll be talking about my experience in Brazil so far, and I'll be talking based on language, the culture, the food, racism, the job opportunities, and the preferential treatment. Okay, please guys, for disclaimer purpose, I'm not an agent nor do I work in a visa company, visa agency. No, I'm none of that. I'm only sharing my personal experience as someone who recently arrived in Brazil. So let's go back to what I was saying. Today I'm going to be talking about the language. Yeah, first of all, if you want to come to a foreign land that doesn't speak the same language as you, my dear brothers and sisters, do well to at least learn the basics of the language. The basics, yeah. Learn the basics of the language is very, very important, because you will have to go to a lot of offices. You go to so many places that you might need to communicate one-on-one with the locals, like the locals, the Brazilians. So you need to learn the basics of the language. These I'm saying out of my own personal experience. This is what I've experienced. I go to some offices to do some documentation, and some of them might not have that patience to start using traductor. I mean the Google Translator, to start discussing with you, because they work with time. So by doing typing and translating, they feel you're wasting their time. So some of them don't have that patience. For me, I learned the basics. I try to understand the basics. So that's how I was able to, with some help. Actually, I do get some help from friends, sisters, brothers here. So yeah, unless you have someone too that can help you with some of all this documentation here, because it's so hard. You need to have someone. Yeah, you need to have someone, or better still, you try to learn the language. Even if you learn the language, yeah, you still need someone. Actually, it's not easy. Yeah, so that's the language part. This I experienced, it wasn't easy, but with the help of few people, few friends, and few family, I was able to skate through. Yes, guys. So the next one is culture. When I arrived in Brazil, I noticed a strong sense of national pride in its mixed identity. Brazil have a unique cultural blend. When I mean unique, Brazilians are mixed with different colors, like different. They're so beautiful. They have the indigenous, they have the Africans, the Europeans, of course the other ethnics. But trust me, Brazilians, if I must say, Brazilians are the most beautiful people I've ever seen. Both the men, the women, the children, they're so beautiful. That's because they are mixed and they have this unique blend. Yes. And in terms of in the religional aspect, Catholicism historically has been the dominant religion. There are still other faiths, but Catholic still remains the largest. Here, Catholic Church is more. Yeah, Catholic. If you're a Catholic and you come to Brazil, you're covered because a lot of Catholicism is the dominant here. Okay, they still have their own traditional culture, and they don't joke with it. They don't joke with their culture. Once it comes to the traditional culture festival, like those the carnival, they celebrate it as well as they do celebrate Christmas. That is, they have. I respect Brazilians for that. Like, they don't joke with their culture and all that. Okay. So another thing I noticed about this part of the world is the fact that food is well respected. What I mean by that is you don't need to break a bank in order to eat well. Like to eat 3 square meal, you don't need to break a bank to do that. In fact, some churches, organizations, some schools, or even places of work, they do share food once in a while. I forgot what they call it in Portuguese. Something, but in English, it's called is basket of food. Basket of food. I mean food basket, something like that. That is how supportive this country is, man. If you're in Brazil, just know that. Let's leave that one for another day. But just be assured that if you're in Brazil, there's nothing like hunger. Hunger is not for you. The way you are managing in your country, if you come to Brazil, it will not be management again, it will be enjoyment, because what you have will be so enough for you and your family. So that's how blessed this country is. Okay, we'll be talking about the racism aspect. Guys, believe me when I tell you that racism here is a big crime. If you happen to exhibit any form of racism, whether you're a Brazilian or foreigner or whoever you are not allowed to be a racist. Yes, even if you go to the hospital, if you go to the bank, anywhere you go, you will see it. Racism prohibited. I don't know how they wrote it in Portuguese, but if I should translate it, they're talking about racism. Even in the train, they will tell you that racism is not allowed. You are not allowed to racist anybody. You can even go to jail for this if you try to bully anybody or assault anybody here. It's a big crime. You might be jailed for that. Yes, you might be jailed for that. You don't have right to criticize anybody. That's why everybody here are doing what they like. Everybody here is mind your business. Don't look into another person's business. You go your own, that person go his own. If you try to criticize anybody and the person reports you, Otilo. So brothers and sisters, know this and know peace. Okay? Know this and you have your peace here in Brazil. Don't look for anybody's trouble. Nobody look for your trouble. That is how here it is. Generally, that's how overseas is. You don't look for trouble, they don't look for you. So that's it. The next one is job opportunity. Here in Brazil, there's no job opportunities actually, especially if you don't speak the language. There's no job opportunities. So the only thing I can tell my friends, or the only thing I can advise anyone that is coming here, is if you want to come to Brazil, try at least to have a skill, like a handwork or so. You know, try have a handwork. At least you can be using the handwork to manage until you stabilize here. The last but not the least I'll be talking about is what we call preferential. Preferential means preferential treatment. Guys, I so much respect Brazilians for this particular aspect. Their humanity is something else. Aside from the fact that they are so welcoming, they give priority to this group of people I'm about to mention now. You see, the older people that are above 60 years, the mothers with kids, the pregnant women, and the people that are mentally and physically impaired. These people are given priority in everything in this country. Whether they are in the supermarket, they go to any office, go to hospital, yeah, or they go enter a bus or enter the train or even want to cross the road, they will be considered first. For instance, if someone that is pregnant want to cross the road here in Brazil, my dear, all the bus, be you who will stop. The woman will pass. Even old people or maybe somebody that is sick want to cross the road, everybody would stop attention, telling you, or you want to enter the bus and you're carrying a child, everybody will allow you to enter first. And in fact, inside the bus and the train, there are places specially made for these people I called now. You will see them. If you enter a bus, you will see it there. They say that these are the people that are meant to sit here. These are the people that are meant to sit here. Even in the supermarket, after buying something and they stand on the queue, these people will first and pay and go before they can attend to the next people. What they call it is atendimento preferential. Yes, atendimento preferential, meaning these are the people they will attend first. This, in fact, they have their own. Everything here is just so sweet. They are so. I like their humanity. You know, they care for people. They love you. They welcome you. They don't care about your color. They don't care about where you're from. Like, that is how Brazilians is. Yeah, I can't say everything about this country because they are so good. Yes, but mind you, everything that have advantage definitely have disadvantage. Okay, but this is not what we'll be talking about today. It will be in our next video, guys. So guys, no matter how good a country is, there will definitely be a comma. That one, we'll talk about it some other time in my next video. Just please, guys, kindly follow my page. Do well to hit the subscribe button and drop your comments. I'm always available to attend to any questions. Okay guys, ciao ciao.